Today we're going to use fancy coloring book pages from 2 different coloring books in our mixed media art. So today I wanted to take just a minute and show you these 2 coloring books. So Lori's Art Garden and then Doodle House coloring book. And I'll put a link to these so you can get them if you want in the description below. But what I want to do is I want to use some of these in my magazine collage, in my mixed media art. And so I wanted to show you a couple of different ways to do that. So these are the pictures I picked out. I thought this gal would be amazing. We could maybe do like her body as one and then her skirt as one, and I just thought this was really cute. I don't know if I'll use those exact flowers, but that idea of that string is very cute. This dragonfly is amazing. I'm definitely going to use him, and I'm deathly afraid of dragonflies in real life, so the fact that I picked him means that he must be super cool. And then we're going to do something with this flower for sure. I don't know about this one. What I'm going to do is for some of them, I'm going to glue paper on the back, right? Tissue paper on the back. And for some of them, I'm going to cut them out and we're going to do stuff with them. So here is this one. I thought this one was really cool with the flowers. I thought so when I was looking at these, okay, so I can either pick this leaf or this flower, right? Or I could leave a petal out of this flower. But I can't have this leaf and this flower because they touch each other. I can have this whole leaf. I can have this whole flower because I can come out here and do the edges. I can have this flower. I could do this whole leaf, right? So you want to start thinking when you're looking at it about which parts of it you can use. Now this one I thought was totally fun. Just from a mixed media standpoint, I often want to have fun doodles. And so we may use some glaze and some paint and actually use these doodles in our art. This one I thought was super, super neat. So this is all different heart shapes. So we are going to cut this up for a whole bunch of different heart shapes. And then you know me, I am addicted to a bird on a branch. So I thought this would be fun. Look, this is the branch. This is the bird. And there's a really cool leafy thing coming down, right? And there's the bird. So we are going to be doing something with that one too. I'm going to do a little work behind the scenes so that you can see the next step. I'll stop before I go any further. So we have our papers that we're going to be working with. And I want to do some things to them, right? So this is super heavy paper. This is amazing paper. And so these 2 are from the one book. And then this is from a really lightweight paper. So I think if you're going to be using your coloring pages, you want to start thinking about how heavyweight your paper is and how lightweight your paper is. So we are going to start. I have this texture paste called Pearly. This is from Seth Apter. It's new. So I really want to try this on one of these flowers. Okay, so let's think about this. I am going to, and I want to come in here and get to keep as much of this leaf as I can, right? And I don't think I can keep that leaf. So we're gonna make a decision. We're gonna have part of a leaf and not part of a leaf, and then maybe we could get part of this leaf. That's what I was telling you, is you kind of have to make a decision about which things you can keep and not keep. So we're gonna take this part of this flower So we have a very cool flower. And I want to do texture paste on this. So I think I almost want to cut it out real quick. Just because I want to make sure I get the texture paste in places that I think are going to be cool, rather than having it places that aren't so neat, right? Okay. So now I almost feel like, do we need, okay, first off, I'm going to cut all the way down there, but then I'm going to come back up and just do this in case we have something cool with that. And I'm going to do this last little bit here. So my question for you is, do we want it on the front side or the back side, right? So let's take a peek and see what the back side looks like. And of course, because it's me talking, Wally Beagle has to talk too. Okay, I almost feel like I'm gonna do this on the front side. So I'm gonna use I have a silicone mat underneath here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a palette knife and I'm gonna get a stencil. So I got some new stencils. Do we want those little, no, I don't think. All right, so now we have to think this one through, right? So we have what is functionally a mask, right? So when I do this stencil, when I do putting this texture paste on here, I am going to functionally create the outline of a flower, right? So let's do this and see what happens. Do we get like a little mask where the outside of that flower, becomes a really cool background on this is just a piece of old paper. So let's try this. We're gonna try this. This is Eyes Ink Pearly Sunlight. Okay. And it's like a colored texture paste. So I'm kind of trying to go right up to the edge of that inner circle of the flower, right? On the coloring book page. And this is going to be dimensional. I have to get some in this one, right? So I can get the flower. Okay. I almost feel like, gosh darn it, I wish I'd used the station, which would have made everything stay, but it doesn't like mixed media on it. It makes it mad. In fact, they specifically say, try not to get it wet and oogie. Okay, so now I want to, because I'm right-handed, I want to go out rather than down. And I am seriously right-handed. My son is ambidextrous and he can do things both ways, which makes me super jelly. But I am very monodextrous. I can only do things one way. That got in there. I need to get in that little hole right there. Nope, I'm gonna have to get some more. All right, so if you're thinking that you don't like to use up all your stuff on trying something, first off, you can absolutely watch somebody else's YouTube. But I also think that there's a huge value in using up your stuff, right? There's no sense in buying or hoarding your craft supplies for the perfect project, because I promise you there is no perfect project. All right, now I'm trying to get right along that circle. All right, do we got it? Okay, we got it close enough. So this did two things. First off, oops, what's that? that looks like I need a wee bit there. Need a wee bit there. Okay, I'm just trying to cover the spots on that underflower. Okay, so what I did with this under page, right, is twofold. Number one, I am using this texture paste on this flower, but then I'm also getting the value of that underneath on the texture. So this, we should be able to pop off. Can we pop it off? We can't pop that off. We can pull this off. Heck! All right. Obviously, we're going to have to be more delicate than I usually am. Okay. So let's pull this. Possibly because I was sticking it down so well, it kind of got stuck on there, which is fine. I promise you, it will be well. All will be well. We're just going to pull this off of here. And remember, this wasn't the really good part of this, is because this is not the super good paper one. This is the really light paper one. So when we're thinking about our coloring books we buy, maybe we should think about buying ones with really good paper, because I'm used to doing mixed media on really good paper. Okay, so I see a problem already. We have pulled off some of the paper, but I think that'll be okay. We'll use a different color under there. We'll do something fun with that. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but we have some cool texture paste under there. Okay, so for sure, I'm going to wash this off this stencil or it won't work. And then we have this cool texture paste piece of paper. So I literally have like a minute, no, I have 9 minutes before I have to do my next cooking thing. So I am going to make this is going to be a yellow flower, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it over here, and I have, this color is John Sunshine, okay? So this one we're gonna squirt with yellow. And we're going to get the flower underneath here, but then we're also going to do this. And I need, oh, I could do a brayer. You could do it with a paper towel. There we go. So that is pretty. Let's go ahead and, if you missed any spots, you can go back in and use the ink that's sitting there. All right, I feel like that needs a tiny bit, right? Or do we want to leave that as it is? We want to leave them a little funky? Okay, let's leave that one a little bit. Okay, so while I was asleep last night, I decided on my final color palette for this, but our color palette and what we're going to do is going to be based on daisies, these kind of daisies, these kind of daisies, and maybe some hearts. We may do some hearts with that. We have these. I also got, when I ordered from Everything Mixed Media, I ordered stuff from Everything Mixed Media. They sent me this little pack of goodies. How fun is that? So we're gonna, I love this chart paper. Let's pull this out and we'll do some of our background stuff on the chart paper. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this girl and I'm gonna cut her out, and we're gonna do her on the gel plate. So I'm gonna do the gel plate this way with yellow and different colors. And then when I pull her up, I'm gonna be able to cut her out backwards, right? So she's gonna be the body of it with her little fingers and everything. And then we'll find a head for the top, and then we'll do some more of these hearts and things like that. So right now, I am going to see if I can find any more. This I'm going to do for another project. Maybe we'll do some of this too. This may be fun too to do. But I need, right? So if I'm going to be doing these flowers, I need more of these flowers. And I also think I want to do, I don't know if I want to do gold leaves or if I want to do blue leaves because I got blue in here. Oh, I have green in there. Maybe I could do some green leaves. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these shapes, right, out of this page. And because I'm probably going to use the back, or even if I use this front for one, we're going to kind of be going over it. There's a leaf shape. Perfect. And I will put a link to this, this exact coloring book. Here we have a leaf. And what I'm thinking is I want to do like maybe a row of daisies across the middle, right? And then have, where'd my girl go? And then have my girl be here, but I'm almost gonna I'm thinking her skirt may be a little too wide for this page because I want to cut off part of this page. We don't have to use her whole skirt. We could just pull it down a little bit if we want. And then I need to find a head. I don't know what kind of head I want to have on her yet. It might not even be a people head. It might be a regular head. Okay, so I'm not going to keep you here for this. What I'm going to do is boop, boop, grab some paper. Okay, I made these backgrounds. I don't love these backgrounds. So I think I'm going to use this paper for the back, just as a scratch piece. And I am going to use these as a template now. Do I have a pen? Not very penny. Oh, here's a pen. Okay. So I'm going to use this as a template to cut out a bunch more of this shape of flower, right? Because this is what we're going to do. Now, if you decided you love this flower, you could make it a mask. You could use it in other ways. You could use it over and over again. But for me, I'm just going to make some more of these. I'm going to make some more leaves. And that is going to be how I'm going to use the coloring book today. Okay, so I have some stuff cut out and we're going to play with some colors. So this is what I decided. I really like this, right? I think this is super cute. And I'm going to make black insides for this. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I need to make another one of these because I like to have repeating elements. So we need this color texture paste, which is Sunlight. Okay, that's what we used on here. It's kind of shiny and pretty. And we need that stencil that's flowers because I really like that on here. And I was a good stencil user and I took it over and cleaned it last night. All right, so we're going to keep working on a piece of paper that we might use as a background. So we're going to use this cool graph paper that Everything Mixed Media, something like that, sent us. No sense wasting products, right? Okay, so boop. Where's this? I love this. It seems so much less messy than a lot of things I use because you're just pulling this out. And this is that Seth Apter texture paste. And so it's going to be on our flower as well as on that background. And I'm only trying to get it perfectly on the flower. If it happens to get in the background, that's great. There we go. Okay, let's do this. Don't forget our paper's really light, so we have to do it fast. We have to get it off of there. Oh, this is good. This is mixed media paper. I can yank this. Now, I feel like when I didn't straighten it out yesterday, it dried kind of funky. So we're gonna straighten that guy out and just leave him over there to sit. We got cool texture paste over here, yay us. Now I feel like this paste is really sticky. So I'm gonna actually, I hardly ever clean my stencils, but I certainly never do it when I'm actually working on them. Oh, darn it. You know what we should have done? We should have put a piece of paper under there to catch some of this yummy goodness. Look what happened. That was neat. But let's get this just a little bit cleaned off. This won't be perfect, but at least I won't have a ton of that texture paste stuck on it. Right. Okay. All right. Close enough for government work. And we are going to get a piece of paper towel, put it here, we're going to put this here, we're going to put this here, and that's going to have to be good enough. Okay. Because I really do like this stencil. I think I got it at Joann's, if I had to guess. I want to do a spritz. This is from yesterday. I want to do a spritz with the yellow on here. And see what happens. Put that there to dry. Okay, so that is the yellow on the white. This is the gold. I'm sure I could spray this now. What could go wrong? All right, let's just spray the crap out of that one. Put that over there. We got our cool paper that we might use later. We got this cool paper. Let's sop up some of this. See? That one's looking fun. Okay. All right, now we need green. Isn't that interesting? I don't love this one with the, oh, it's got crackle paste on it. Oh, remember we did crackle paste. Okay, so we're gonna have to give this one a pass for right now. I don't know. I like the crackle paste. I don't think I like how much we see the thing beneath it. And here's one of my circles and here's one of my circles. Okay, so we have two more things to do. This one, I want to, these leaves, because I want to have a few leaves. If I wanted more leaves, I would, for sure, you know, cut some more out. Use it as a design and cut some more out. But I don't really like green that much in my projects. So I'm going to kind of do sort of green. This is yellow, which I know is not green, right? But this is Distress Oxide spray, so it'll make really fun stuff. So we're going to do that. And then this is peeled paint. This is a color of Distress Oxide spray I like very much. So we're going to put these guys together. Just get a couple colors on there. And then we need another piece of paper. Oh, yay! Look at this. We got this guy over here. See this guy? We're going to kind of blot some of our distressy stuff up because I don't want to waste it. And that's the perfect color for this paper. Okay, there we go. All right. So this distress you have to dry because then when we add water to it, it'll do fun things. And these leaves, I'm fine with having the green pattern on them or the black pattern on them because I may go in with a black pen, a black marker, do stuff like that. All right, so with this stuff, you want to give it a little squirtsy with water and it starts doing stuff, right? It activates that weird stuff. Let's do, I have a Mr. Huey. I think this is acrylic paint. Color mists. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so we'll do this. I love Mr. Huey. And then do a spritz of Diane Reevely's Dilutions. What do we think? Well, maybe it's broken. Let's do this. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. that isn't a tiny bit. All right, let's dip our leaves. Oh, this is terrible paper. This is that thinnest, poor paper. This is that thinnest coloring book paper. It is not responding well to being dunked in all kinds of crap. All right, poor thing. All right, so let's try this a little bit. All right, let's do one more dunk, and then we'll stop torturing these leaves. I really like that green being on the kind of corners of it. I think that looks really pretty. And then it's more distressy, oxidey in the middle. That's pretty. That's pretty. One more over here. That's pretty. Okay, last time. Okie dokie. So now most of what we did here is what's called water reactive. So all the distress, some of the Seth After stuff is going to be reconstituted when we wet it. So we want to grab our green paper. Oh, sweet. All right, I'm kind of loving where this is going. Nice. That distress oxide's kind of cool. All right, we got that. We got that. Let's see if any more of this will come up. Can we get any more of it wet? This is good paper. This'll take the beating that we give it. Let's get it a little bit more wet. See if any more of it will come up. Boop. Oh yeah, see, it's making itself wet again. There we go. Nice. Better to put it on a piece of paper than on a paper towel and throw it away, right? Okay, there we go. Well, there's too much there to dry, so let's grab this guy. Boop, boop, boop. Vicki Boutin calls this kissing your papers, so they kiss each other. Isn't that cute? I like her. All right, here we go. There. Now we have 2 slightly wet papers instead of 1 super wet paper. All right, so what I'm going to do tonight is I am going to finish up doing these flowers. I am going to I'm going to gel plate this lady. I have other gel plate videos about how to use the big gel plate. I am going to cut her out, and I'm going to find a head for her. So last night I cut out the body. I have her wings. I cut out her head. And I stuck her head onto her body. You want to make sure when you cut out her neck, right now it looks a little bit weird. Maybe I could even up her hair a little bit more. But people's hair is not even in real life, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And I love gals with curly hair, probably because I'm a curly hair girl. Okay, so what I adore about this is I'm going to put these butterfly wings behind her arms and do this. So I wanted to show you what I'm doing here. And then, okay, so we have all this stuff, right? Because this is a combination of magazine collage and coloring book, right? And so this is going to be I don't know if I would say a challenge, but we really want it to look cool and not just like I put some crap together and it didn't make sense. So what I'm going to do is I actually wound up doing the front side of this. So I'm going to go through, and while I'm watching a video at noon today, I'm going to do all the outlines in Posca pen, which is a paint pen on there. So then we'll have this dark black, we'll have this dark black, we'll have dark black in there. I love how these turned out. I'll probably doodle around them. I personally like to have gizmos on my page, and so here's where I was at. So those wings are going to go behind here, and then my original thought was to have you know, maybe I'll have a flower there, but was to have a whole bunch of flowers around her, this, that, and the other thing. But I'm almost thinking I might like to have like coloring book magazine coloring book. And if I were to put those up there and like cut them off, I could do a whole, okay, we're gonna cut one of them in half. Let's cut this one in half, which is fine. If I ever need to put it back together, I'll just put it back together. Okay, so say we have half up there. We have a little bit of this poking out, right? Or even I put this on top a wee bit, because don't forget her butterfly wing's gonna be there. We have a leaf, right? This makes this interesting over here, but then we can do so the top of her head is a little bit flat because that was the top of the page. Now I cheated it a little bit, but it still looks a little funky. But if we were to make this top up here kind of, you know, flowery, like she's in a jungle with the flowers over here, I feel like that could solve part of my problem of her flat head and mixing all the things together that aren't really going together right this. We're cutting this one in half too. Ha! Ha! You can't stop me. Okay, here we go. All right, see? So if we do this and we have a leaf, and we do this and we have a leaf, right? And we do this, we'll alternate these ones so that they're a little different, right? Look how cute that starts to look. Then we have kind of a top border with her and the leaves. Maybe we put this leaf behind, like we put one leaf behind her and one leaf on top of her, right? We kind of mix those in, because I was having a hard time going, okay, how, and don't forget, we have these guys. Boop, boop, boop. And I think this piece is going to help us a lot, because this has kind of a grungy, you know, layers of stuff that we know the colors match because we use the same colors that we had there. I almost feel like, look, there's really cool words. Let's rip this. Let's rip this. Let's get a couple of, okay, boop, boop, boop. And I'll rip this a little bit straighter this time because I like those numbers. Okay, so if we pull this over here, right, and we start to get a little bit of mixed media stuff going, and then I have, you know, like a couple of pieces maybe up here over that leaf. Yeah, because look how nice that looks with her hair. Or maybe underneath that leaf. There we go. That's what we want. A little bit of that underneath that hair. Just to get some texture. Make her not so perfect. Oh, I think I want another piece of that. Maybe a fatter piece over here. Oh, here we go. Over here. Right? Kind of in there. Oh, over her hair? Yeah, you're right. You're right. I heard you yelling. Okay, so I kind of feel like now this is going to feel like a mixed media piece of artwork rather than just being like, actually, I need to move this down. So I may put a piece of that right across the top as a top border. See this grungy bit? I'm going to do that. Okay. So this grungy bit, because this was getting a little twee for my liking. I don't necessarily like cute fairy tale-y stuff, but I really want to try some of these because I'm getting some Dina Wakley, Diane Reevely collage things, and I wanted to practice on some stuff that I could use. Okay, I'm gonna glue this stuff down. I'm gonna let you watch. I'll fast forward through it because I know people like to watch, but it's not gonna be interesting to talk through. So I'll be back. Okay, I just wanted to pop in here and say that I made this really cool washi tape using tissue paper and stickers. I made it 3 different ways. That was a project yesterday. If the video isn't up, I'll put it up. But I thought, why not kind of double frame this by having this cool washi tape up at the top and this cool washi tape at the bottom. And I think that this just turned out amazing. My daughter cruised by, my teenage daughter, and she said, I don't hate that. Which is if you don't have a teenager, you may not know that that is high praise from a teenager. So I'm going to be doodling this while I watch the training, and after I'm done, I don't think I ever stuck that down. I think it was just stuck to the boop, 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 Eyes Ink Pearlies. Anyways, I'm kind of loving where this is going. One thing I might do you want to do something fun? Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to doodle this in a little wee minute. But I just got these Dina Wakley stamps, and I like them. They're kind of, to me, they feel like, oh, what do you call it when you get kidnapped? Ransom letters. Anyways, they're probably not ransom letters. I'm probably just weird. But what I'm going to do with them is I was thinking, how fun would it be to take a piece of, oh, how about even there? Maybe going from here. I'm going to write a word. So what do we want to write? I would write art, A-R-T. I would write fun. Let's see what fun looks like. My friend says, I always say everything is fun. But I want to see like length and stuff, how it's going to look. And then we're going to emboss it. F-U-N. Okay. All right, so let's try this. I bought these from Stampers Anonymous. Okay, we need a block for sure for this. And they don't have to be in any particular way because I'm just going to put them on something and then cut them out. But this is a negative, right? So if I were to do this just on white paper and emboss it, it's not going to be very cute. There's not going to be anything in the middle. So I have 2 choices, right? I could... Ooh, it doesn't even show it on the back. Ooh, that one's a little tricky, right? So we could do it this way because it's going to be F-U-N. I think that's a little unusual that they're not on the back. Okay. Now we see that this one was upside down. This is a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so here we go. So say we did it like this, right? F-U-N. And we did it on here because it kind of seems like it would continue that little, this right over. I would probably want it down a little bit. So what all this is telling me is that I am not decisive enough about what I'm doing to do this just higgledy-piggledy on my thing. So we're going to find a piece of paper that I like. I need a light colored, my son Josiah or somebody helped me make these. It might have been it was my mother-in-law. She helped me make these. So these are a little sparkly. Well, hold on. These are a little sparkly. This is a little sparkly. So I need something in teal. So these are going to be our choices. I want something in teal, or do I need something in yellow? I need something in yellow. So our choices are yellow. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, I know what I'm, ooh, this is gold sparkly. Oh, I kind of love that with this. Okay, we're going to do gold sparkly. All right. And we're not going to need very much of it, right? So, well, we'll just do it on here. Anyways, let's sort this out. Let's put these back. These are just my papers I've made. Let's get out our stuff. So we have our we have our embossing tray. We have our extra super fine detail. We have our Wow embossing pad. And I do want black. Super fine detail. That's my favorite embossing powder. If I only had one embossing powder, it would be super fine black. And see, this doesn't really matter. Like I'm not going to put them in a line. I don't think. I guess we could try putting them in a line, but I think I'm going to cut them apart. All right, here we go. I do want to get this pretty good, and you won't be able to see anything because embossing liquid is clear, but you'll be able to see something right here in 1 second. Okay, there we go. See that? How cool is that? All right, let's get a lot on there. We can go over it again. Cool. Okay, so now I have a choice. I'm just going to put this off to the side for a wee minute. I have a choice. I could take a little paintbrush and kind of get these ones out of here. And I don't always do this, but I kind of want to have it be a little bit, obviously it's not perfect, but I don't want two blobs of black in the middle there. Okay, so we'll put our embossing stamp pad back. I also like the Versamark. So Versamark or Wow embossing pad. I'm up in the air, Junior Birdman, about it right this second. All right, so now we're going to emboss this. Let's put these back. I have a stamp cleaner. Heidi Swap stamp cleaner. My stamp cleaner got weird. The thingy fell off, but I probably was just mean to it. You can't blame Heidi Swap for that. Okay, N goes there. I love that you can just pop these in and out. F goes here. All right, so now we're going to emboss. Okay, I'm going to do this from the underneath to start because I don't want to blow all my embossing powder off. Okay, so now we know where to cut this, right? Boop, boop, boop. See if we have anywhere we want to put this on here. Otherwise, I'm tossing it because I don't keep all my stuff. Otherwise, I would be drowning in stuff. Like I don't keep all my little doodads and gizmos that come off things. Nothing's coming to mind, so it's in the garbage. Okay, so. See, I think this is going to take away from the beauty of her dress. So we're going to cut this out. And the thing I especially like about this embossing powder is it's super shiny and super black. Now, if you don't like super shiny, this may not be the embossing powder for you. But that is my jam. And I can go around this with some black marker, which I might. The F seems really close to the edge. And when I say black marker, I mean black Posca pen, because that's what I generally use. Okay, here we go. Boop. All right, here, yes. Yes, indeedy. This is what I'm looking for. And right now, it may feel very sticky outy, because there's no other black, but there will be black doodles all around. I am queen of the black doodles. I'm queen of the going over this and doodling. Okay, so we're gonna do that. This is Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I am in the search for the perfect glue. I really do like art glitter glue. I've obviously used it a lot, but my nozzle gets clogged all the time because I'm not a responsible gluer. It's not art glitter glue's fault. But that notwithstanding, it's hard for me to use because it's always clogged. So I'm in search of a glue bottle, I think, that comes with its own. Is that straight? That is not straight. There we go. That's a little straighter. How about if we put the page straight? Then maybe we can glue straight. If you're actually fun, I'm not all that fun. If you're actually fun and you like this whimsical look, you might want to, you know, kind of tippy tap your letters. I'm not looking for that look. This is coming out super pretty. Okay, so I want to tell you a secret about this piece so that you will know how your artwork should go. When I started it, I was very excited. I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be super fun. See, fun. This is going to be super fun. I'm going to use these pieces. I'm going to use my new Seth Apter sprays. Everything's going to be great. Okay. And then partway through it, I thought, this is a horrible mess. I've made a terrible mistake. This will not work. This was a dumb idea. I'm going to hate this. And I've wasted my time and my new materials. And I will tell you that in almost every project, at some point, I think that. But now, even before the doodling, I am in love with this. I even like the colors. I'm not usually this colorful a crafter or artist, but I love the colors in this. I love what's going on. I think the composition is great. I know that the rule of thirds, she might have been somewhere else, but I want to put dangles on here, so I really did want this to be kind of right in the middle. And I'm going to do my dangles. You know that if we're talking that Wally Beagle is going to be barking to go out, so I'm going to go let him out. Okay, so now we're going to figure out what we want to do at the bottom here. So I had kind of thought there's a couple things we can do at the bottom. And don't forget, we have another project on the back. So I did put some pretty washi tape at the bottom of this one, but if we have stuff sticking through the back of this, it's not the end of the world. But I was thinking I could put pretty brads back here, right? So that's one option. We could put, I have bigger brads. I think that's too big. We could put dangly bits. I have a whole bunch of dangly bits. I don't know if I've ever used some of these dangly bits. Look at that one. That's cool. That's vintage. We've got I don't know what that is. But I've got these guys. Would those be fun to put down there? They're not too big. Okay, I got a bunch of those, it looks like. I don't see anything else that's jumping out at me. I have vintage ones, but I'm not really thinking this is a vintage project. This is more of a modern project. Those are cool. Not the right thing for this, but those are cool. Oh, we could hang little sayings. So these sayings are parts and pieces, tonic elixirs. I don't know. Are you with me? I'm heading towards, we got black bullnose clips. We could hang something on there later since we use so much black. All right, I think I'm heading towards some of these guys. So let's see how many we want to have. I don't know, I keep coming back to these guys. Do we want those? Do we want both? Oh, what if we do both? So what if we do just 3 hangies? Right? Like we don't make it too weird. Oh, I'm doing that. 3 hangies, so I want the silver-backed hangies. Nope. There we go. Silver-backed hangies. They have jump rings on them already. But I think I'm going to need a little bit bigger jump rings. And then we're going to have a 3 or 4. So let's do 4. So we'll do 3 1, 2, 3, and we'll do 4 brads. This is exciting. I love having gizmos. Oops. I love having gizmos on my art. Now I just lost that brad. All right. There we go. Okay, so we're done with this one. Okay, let's see which ones we have. I really need glasses for this. Ooh, here's one. So this one's perfect. So there's one. There's another one. Now I need blue or teal. That one could work. So let's pull that out. Let's just pull out a bunch of them. I don't think green. I want more. Ooh, look, that's a stripey one. All right, let's pull that one out and see. Do I see a teal one? Okay, I want that one. Okay. So I want another tealish colored one. Or how about a green one? Green to pull it together. Yeah. I don't love green. Green isn't my favorite color. So the fact that I used green at all in here is just a bloody miracle. All right, so we got those. All right, so we're doing this. We're doing this. So if I was doing something further in, I would use the, I have a big shot bite face thing. I don't know what they're called, but we don't need that. So, crocodile. All right, so we're gonna do this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to be smart. I am a smart girl. Okay, so we're gonna go center, here, here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and none of them are too far out on the edge. Okay, so the reason I did that is because now I can look, you can't see it, but I can look through the hole in the crocodile and see that dot and poke it where I want it to be. Otherwise, I'm just guessing. Okay. So now we have our holes. We have to go get our grommets. I have a little stash of grommets. All right, my grommet jar is missing, but that's fine because we have these ones. All right, let's see what we have. Do we want to do them in colors? Do we want to do them in black? So there's 1, 2. There's green. Honestly, if there was ever a time to use colors, let's try colors because I never use colors. And then I bought the colors. I think I got them at Joann's on sale. And then I never use them because I don't really use colors. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Yep, 7. Okay, so I have blue and green. Do we have another color we like? I don't think for this project. I don't want red. If we had orange, we would use orange, but we don't have orange, so we'll do blue and green. Here we go. All right, so I have 4 blue. Just stick them in. And squish them. Two. And I read all the time that you can break your crocodile if you don't do it the right way, if you don't, like, I'm 90% sure I don't use my crocodile the right way. But it does what I want it to do, so it's fine. Just use your stuff the way you want to use it, and don't let other people scare you. Put that away. Okay, so let's put the 4 in. So we have green, orange, orange, blue. So I'm going to put blue over here. And if you haven't used brads before, they're just stick them in, flip them open, right? Stick them in, flip them open. Green, so let's separate the 2 orange ones. And this is not so pretty on the back, right? So if I wanted to, I could come in later with something, right? And cover that up if I felt like it. There's not much chance of that. But I could, you could, if you felt like it made your page ugly. I feel like metal bits make my pages happier. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, let's turn this one at least sideways. There we go. All right, so those, oh, cute. I'm digging that. Okay, I think we have a problem. Are we gonna want dangly bits now? Nope, I want all brads. So I need to get 3 more brads. I'll be back. Okay, I just love how that decorated the bottom of her skirt. And not too much, right? Like, so once I seen the brads, I was like, okay, dangly bits would take away from her. This is adding to her. Now, I do have a question for us. Do we want to put... No, because that really would mess that up. This is just, you can obviously see this is a, if I was doing this on a paper, I don't always put them together. Sometimes I put them together, sometimes I don't. If I was doing this on a standalone paper, I would probably put a brad in the center of each of those. But since it's, it would ruin the one on the back, we're not going to do that. So that is cute. Now I'm going to doodle next. Okay, so I finished her up. Usually I would go around at the very end and do some darker bits, but today I am going to leave her happy and bright and cheerful. And I think she turned out great. And I think the brads at the bottom and the washi tape at the top and the bottom really frame her beautifully. I was wondering if I would really like using a mix of, say, magazine collage and scrapbook paper or ephemera or things like that, but I think it turned out really, really well and very fun.